Welcome to this explainer. Okay, I want you to imagine we're sitting right here in a totally normal classroom. But we have a magical zoom lens. We're zooming in closer and closer, right past the dust, straight into a hidden microscopic universe that's just bustling with life right under our noses.
Did you know that there's an invisible world all around us? It is absolutely true. Tiny, living things and biological agents are literally everywhere. They're in the soil beneath our feet, they're swimming in the water we drink, hiding in the food we eat, and, yep, brace yourselves, they are actually living right on our own bodies. We are basically walking ecosystems.
These tiny forms are called microorganisms. By definition, they're tiny organisms or biological agents that are generally way too small to be seen clearly with the naked eye. To actually see them, you need to look through a super powerful microscope. It's kind of like having a superpower that lets you peek into a secret world. So today, we're going to use this explainer to explore this fascinating microscopic realm together.
Section 1. Meet the Big Three. In this hidden universe, there are a lot of characters, but we're going to focus on the main VIPs today. Group 1, viruses. Group 2, bacteria. And Group 3, fungi. These are the main characters we'll be following as we figure out exactly how they live, what they do, and how they interact with us and our world.
Let's kick things off with our first group, viruses. So viruses are extremely tiny infectious agents. But what makes them so unique, and honestly a little bit strange, is that they aren't actually made of cells like you and me. In fact, they can only reproduce and make more of themselves when they get inside suitable living cells of another organism. They are the ultimate microscopic hitchhikers.
You've probably heard of the influenza virus, which gives us the flu, or the coronavirus. There are also bacteriophages, which are these highly specialized viruses that actually infect bacteria. I always like to say, viruses might be the tiniest things on the planet, but man, they certainly know how to cause some really big problems.
Moving right along to Group 2, bacteria. Now, unlike viruses, bacteria are microscopic, single-celled organisms. That means each bacterium is its very own independent little cell. And wow, they are the ultimate survivors. They can be found almost everywhere on Earth, from the absolute deepest oceans to the soil in your backyard, in the water, in our food, and inside practically all living organisms.
Here are a few examples of bacteria you might actually encounter: E. coli, lactobacillus, and cyanobacteria. Now, here's a really surprising fact. When we hear the word bacteria, we almost always think of germs and getting sick, right? But not every bacterium is our enemy. In fact, tons of them are incredibly helpful. Take lactobacillus, for example. Do you like eating delicious yogurt? Well, you can thank helpful bacteria like lactobacillus for making that possible.
And now for our third group, fungi. Fungi get their nutrients by absorbing them from organic matter around them. Now, while we are talking about microorganisms today, it's worth noting that while some fungi are microscopic, others actually grow large enough to be seen easily without a microscope at all. You probably already know some of these. There's yeast, which makes our bread rise, molds, which you might have seen growing on some old food in the back of the fridge, and mushrooms, which you can see popping up in the grass after a good rainstorm. I have to admit, fungi may not look like flashy cape-wearing superheroes, but as we're about to see, they play some incredibly important roles in nature.
Section 2. Nature's Cleanup Crew.
Imagine a quiet forest floor covered in fallen leaves. It looks super peaceful, but microscopically, it is a buzzing hub of activity. Microorganisms act as incredible decomposers. Here's how it works. Step 1, dead plants and animals accumulate. Step 2, microorganisms like bacteria and fungi break them down. Step 3, by breaking them down, they return vital nutrients right back into the soil. And Step 4, plants use those recycled nutrients to grow tall and strong. It's literally nature's very own cleaning team. Bacteria and fungi are without a doubt nature's hardest workers. Just think about it. Without these microscopic decomposers continuously cleaning things up, all that dead organic material like leaves and branches would just pile up everywhere until the whole world was buried. So yeah, we owe them a massive thank you.
Section 3. The troublemakers.
While many microorganisms are totally harmless or even helpful, there is a slightly darker side. Some are what we call pathogens, microbes that actually cause disease. So, how do they do it? Well, first, pathogens are introduced into our bodies, maybe through a cut or by breathing them in. Second, once they're inside, if they start multiplying, an infection occurs. And finally,
As that infection damages our cells or releases toxins, a noticeable disease develops. Different types of pathogens cause specific diseases. Looking at viruses, we have things like influenza, measles, and chickenpox. Under bacteria, there's tuberculosis, cholera, and typhoid. And fungi are responsible for things like ringworm and athlete's foot. It's fascinating how diverse these troublemakers can be. But hey, don't worry, because science has taught us exactly how to handle them.
Because the best part is, we have amazing ways to protect ourselves. Good hygiene is your absolute best friend here. Something as simple as washing your hands with soap is incredibly powerful. Ensuring we have safe food and clean drinking water stops pathogens from sneaking in. Vaccination trains our immune systems to fight off specific viruses and bacteria before they can even cause disease. And of course, always following medical advice if we do start feeling a little under the weather.
Section 4. Micro Recap. Let's zoom back out of the microscopic world and back into our classroom.
Let's compare what we've learned today. We met the helpful microbes, the amazing decomposers that recycle nutrients to keep our planet green, and the cool bacteria that help make our favorite foods like yogurt. But we also learned to respect the harmful microbes, the pathogens across the virus, bacteria, and fungi families that can cause diseases if we aren't careful with our hygiene and health. It is a vast, perfectly balanced microscopic ecosystem.
And that brings us to our final thought. Tiny does not mean unimportant. This invisible world shapes our environment, our food, and our health every single day. So the next time you take a walk outside, ask yourself, what invisible battles and tiny miracles are happening right beneath your feet? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.